All right, so let's talk about the Cox regression model, okay, which is the most popular regression model in survival analysis, okay. Now, if you're not familiar with what survival analysis is about, right, survival analysis is, put simply, okay, a subfield of statistics where we study events. Okay, and by event I mean in biomedical research. Okay, think of an event like death, disease, relapse, recovery, and so on. Okay, in reliability engineering, for instance, an event can be a mechanical or an electrical breakdown. Okay, the failure of a component. Okay, the engine of your car, for instance. Okay, any event of interest. Now, when we study events, there are two ways of studying an event, okay? You can look at the risk that the event will occur, okay, at a given time, or you can focus on the time at which the event will occur, right? Maybe in 2 years or 5 years, whatever, okay? So, let's say our goal is to look at the risk that the event will occur at a given moment, which is what people do in insurance, right? So, we may decide to use the Cox Proportional Model, which is, mathematically speaking, a multiplicative model of the hazard function. And the hazard function is just trying to calculate, right, the risk that the event will occur at a given time for the subject at risk at a given time, right? So, given that you have survived up to a specific point, okay, in time, what is the risk that will die? What is the probability that will die, at the next instant? So that's basically what the hazard function is trying to calculate, okay? So the Cox proportional hazard function is just saying that first you have a baseline hazard function, okay, which is the hazard function for an homogeneous population, right? Let's say, for instance, that you have two different genders in your group, a group of male and a group of female, right? And you have a categorical variable or a binary variable which is encoded as x equals 0 when the subject is a female and 1 when the subject is a male, right? So when x is equal to 0, then it means that we will only consider the females, in the group, right? And the baseline hazard function then is the hazard function, the risk that, a female subject die at a given moment. Okay, for those who are still at risk at a given moment. So that's basically what the hazard function is about. First.